Our egg production had been down lately, and I thought maybe it was just the heat. And we actually, like while I was sick and in the hospital and all that, around that time, we ended up losing 2 hens. Not really sure what happened to them, but they didn't look like they got attacked or anything, so we don't really know. But I noticed today that there were 2 eggs laying out here in the chicken run, and upon further inspection, there were quite a few eggs scattered around and inside this old flower pot. So for whatever reason, the ladies have chosen to lay outside of the chicken coop. I have no idea how long these eggs have been here, and I could like water test them and all that, but I have a feeling they're probably pretty old because this has been going on for a little while. So instead of that, I'm just gonna feed these to the chickens since I don't need the eggs right now anyway. Yeah. So there they are. Mystery solved. Maybe I'll grab some of these flower pots and stuff and set them upright where it'll be a little harder for them to get into them to lay. Of course, they'll probably end up collecting water that way to some degree, but oh well. There's this igloo down here where they could still lay eggs in, but if it's raining real hard or snowing or whatever, sometimes they come and take shelter in that, so I'll just leave that for now, at least. All right, Kodge, let's go check the woods. This fishing line, Skynet we call it, that we put up, parts of this have been coming down. In fact, we got one chicken that got a little entwined in it one evening, and we have to keep coming through and cutting down any lines that fall down. But probably next year, I'm going to end up replacing large sections of this because I do believe it has helped. Hasn't 100% prevented hawk attacks by any means, but I do believe it's helped, so I keep that up. Any eggs down here, ladies? There's not really great places to lay down here, but you never know. Uh-oh, what'd you find? What is it, Kodge? What's over there? Is there something over there? Did you find a snake? What is it? Huh? You just think you saw a snake, but you didn't, did you? No eggs down here? Come on, Katja. Come on. Wouldn't really expect them to lay down here, but then again, you never know. I still have been running really low on energy, especially for like the first half of the day. It's so hard for me to get started. So there really hasn't been much progress in the garden, just very municipally. The potatoes, as I've said before, they were just, didn't really do what they were supposed to do, to put it nicely. And they're good and done. We need to dig those up, but we're just waiting for Glenn to have a day that he can do that. He's just gonna dig them up with the plow on the tractor. I'm not really expecting anything, so whatever I get, it will be a lovely surprise. Tomatoes definitely could use a whole lot more mulching. I'm going to do some of that today, see how far I get, and could definitely use a lot more staking. We're going to get, tomatoes out of this. Mostly it's going to depend on how much I can tend to them and take care of them. Kind of like the funny thing about having our crappy little garden this year actually might work out, kind of, because we are getting fiber internet, which we have been waiting for the longest time. We never ever thought really when we bought this place that we would even have internet here other than like HughesNet, like satellite, old school satellite internet. And then more recently thought, probably Starlink would be our best bet. But in, I guess, like the last couple years, they started rolling out the fiber in rural areas, and we are slated to have our fiber installed in a few days. And hopefully everything will work right, because we're actually like the first people on this section to get it. So we're kind of like the guinea pigs to make sure everything is working right. So hopefully we have it in a few days. It's going to be really exciting though, because currently it takes me like 8 to 12 hours to upload a video, which is insane. So yeah, big things coming. Oh, but what does that have to do with the garden this year? Actually quite a lot, because our fiber is going to run across our garden here. Yeah, we have the option to bury it, but we have these poles here anyway, so we might as well just run across these poles. These are telephone poles running across the garden. So yeah, and that means they're gonna have to come in here into the garden to put the fiber up there, and that means they're going to have to smash some of our garden to do that. Luckily, this isn't like the greatest garden year we've ever had, so no big loss. And yeah, we're just gonna be happy to have our fiber. So that kind of works out a little bit. And I do think that there's a good chance that we won't have any of our tomatoes smashed when they do the install because of the way I did the tomatoes. The only thing I think they'll have to smash is the corn, which we're not worried about whatsoever. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting. I can't wait. I'll be able to do so much more with our internet and online stuff and all that. It's pretty exciting. Yeah. All right, so the plan is kind of so bad out here. I don't even know where to start. I know I just have to get started. Really, I need to come down here where these weeds are the worst. And honestly, it's going to take so much hay to smash these weeds down that part of me is like, let it go. It's not even worth it. But I hate to give up. There really are a lot of good tomatoes out here, and I think I really need to do everything I can to try to save these. I'm not gonna lie, it's such a massive effort to try to save these at this point that it probably even looks ridiculous what I'm doing. But, and like, I know I have a perfectly good excuse right now to just say, this year, it's gonna be what's gonna be, leave it alone, just relax and recover. But I just can't stand taking the easy way out when I know that physically I'm capable of doing something to save it. And I have an excuse, but I don't want to use that excuse as to why I just let it go. At least I'll know that I tried to save it, and if it, doesn't work. Thing is, I know I'm gonna get something, and I know the more that I do, the more I'm going to get. But I just don't want to take the easy road and say screw it because I have that excuse. And then I know that I'm going to be really disappointed. I might not really get anything if I do that. I am not going to even attempt to cage these because these are so big and unruly that once I get all of these mulched, I'm going to have Glenn drive me some T-posts and then just run a wire to tie them to. And yeah, I know it's late in the season to go through all that trouble, but there again, I have to try.
There might be 27 years to come. I might already spend my last dime. I might become a billionaire. This life is happening in real time. But I will follow you anywhere. Running across the border, following the water, make the most of every notion. Soaring like a kite, higher than a mite, baby, I can see the ocean. Run like the last time.